What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Impulse Control. I'm Justin. Are you kidding me? Literally, as soon
I'm
as we
so sorry.
start.
What if I told you I also have to sneeze? It's gone. We're good. We're good. Hi, I'm Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. Um, yeah,
Oh.
so we're back. We had a little break for recording sake with Easter and April break for us, so that
Mhm.
was real nice. What did you do over break, Jasmine?
I the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of break, I stayed up way too late. There was a night, I think was it Friday night that I stayed up until 5 in the morning.
I don't remember.
One of the nights I stayed up with one of our friends from D&D and our Discord. Um,
Shout out to our friends. Woo!
woo. Um, but I stayed up until 5 in the morning playing video games, and then I was like, "Hey, it's really late. I am sleepy." Um, Played a lot of Repo, and then the kids came down and we went to Boston. So that was
Nice.
fun. What about you?
What'd you
What'd
do
you
in
do over
Boston?
break? Oh, okay. Uh,
Still
we
your turn.
we went to actually something that I would love to do with you at some point. We went on the haunted tour of Boston. Um,
I'd do that for sure.
yeah, it was dope. It was very historical. They talked about dead bodies, but it was like very it was very like cool learning history,
Hmm.
but also on a haunted tour with a guy in a skull mask. It was good. It was funny. Um,
I did one
we
of those with my students a couple years ago in Bar Harbor, I think, or Old Orchard, one of the more coastal
Belfast maybe
towns. No, it wasn't Belfast.
was it Belfast. Okay,
I can't remember
well
what
probably
town,
Bar
but
Harbor, but Bar
I
Harbor's
think it
a
was Bar
hike
Harbor.
from your area though.
It was one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We took
It
a
was like a
bus.
2 hour drive.
It was like a 2 hour drive. We left after school, got over there, did a couple things, had dinner, then had the tour, and didn't get home until like midnight.
Well, they're very cool. I like doing them.
Hmm.
Um, and then we did the zoo on the second day we were there.
Nice.
And what did we do Friday? We left. We came home Friday. We did the zoo and something else. I can't remember what else. The pool, I think we went to. It was pretty fun. It
Hmm.
was a like genuinely good time.
Good.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, so it was good.
Yeah.
What did you do over break?
Um, the first weekend, not a whole lot. Actually, I think I did, but I can't remember what it was. And then
We repoed a
um,
bunch.
we did play Repo a lot.
Hmm.
But Easter Sunday, we traveled
Hmm.
north after doing dinner with or lunch with Darcy's family, and then we went up and visited around my family for the week. We hadn't been up for a while, so I thought it
Okay.
was probably best that we do it then, and it was nice. It was a good time, and we stayed in the hotel, so had a pool and
Ooh,
all
fancy.
the fun stuff. Yeah, it was me setting it up. If I set it up, we usually end up in the pool or in the pool. We usually end up in the hotel.
Hmm.
But if Darcy sets it up, she's better at doing like B and B's and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so we get that. But uh, I think we made the right call for this trip. It was very nice.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, we only had one day where it was above like 65 while we were up there, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Um,
We actually had
yeah.
really nice weather in Boston. Like it was like 68 to 70ish on the day we went to the zoo, but there was some
Nice.
cloud coverage, so I got like a little, actually it's gone now, but I got a little sun.
Hmm.
um the kids loved it. I really liked the zoo portion of it. But it was um well, obviously the zoo portion because we went to the zoo, but I'd never been to it. It was the Franklin Zoo. It was a good one. It's set up nicely.
Hmm.
It's not huge, but it's not tiny. There are things I would definitely love to see again that we didn't get to look at fully just because the kids weren't super interested in it.
Yeah.
Like we
I
didn't
know
do
you
any
sent
of the
me.
birds.
I was gonna say. I know
Um,
you sent me some gorillas, but
I did. They were actually like 6 or 7 of them in the thing. And they just kept like coming out of the woodworks. I was like, "Where are you stored? How are you? Where are you coming from?"
we are hiding
Um,
in the trees.
but also, so Chevelle, she's one of the younger ones. Her favorite animal is a hippo. Like favorite animal, obsessed with hippos.
Hmm.
Has been since she was little. We were under the guise that there was no hippo there
Mm.
because for years and years there has been no hippo there. And when we went a couple years ago for the light show that we went to, There was no hippo anything there, so we just didn't know. Because that part of the park was closed during the light show because it's just like the one big loop for the lights.
Mm.
So we went and we're going through, and it's in one of those like you go into like a hallway or like a rock, whatever, and there's like a bunch of different exhibits inside, and you're like, "What's happening? Where did these all get come from?"
Yeah,
But there were two hippos, two pygmy hippos, and so we got it on film of her seeing it for the first time, and she was like, I mean, that child was over the moon about seeing her hippos.
that's awesome.
Yeah, she
I
was.
know
It
you
was
when
really
you
fun.
when you came back, you introduced the kids to our D&D group.
I did.
That was
I did. Did you like how I said everyone go out to the table and they just got up and went? That was some classroom management right there for my four children. Well, my nieces and nephew.
yeah.
Um, who, by the
Micah,
way,
he was
found
funny.
us on YouTube.
Found Oh, your
They
kids
were
did your
scrolling our nieces and
oh,
nephew. Um, they saw and they were like,
and how does
"That's
that make you
Jasmine."
feel?
Not good. Not good. They saw us and Chevelle. I was calling a couple months ago, and Chevelle was like, "We saw you on YouTube," and I was like, "What did you see?" Because she has YouTube Kids, but they use regular YouTube because they can't listen to certain songs. Like you can't listen to Taylor Swift on YouTube Kids. Fun fact,
That's
because
weird.
a bunch of her songs recently have had expletives, so you can no
Oh,
longer.
okay.
Yeah. Um. Welcome to the screen, Justin.
Yes, I'm getting a little closer right now.
Oh, okay. Um. But anyway, so she was looking at. She was watching something, and anyway, one of our videos from your channel popped up just in her feed, and I was like, "That's kind of cool." But I'm wondering if she was searching us,
Mm.
or searching me, because she knows that we do this. But anyway, it was fun. I was like, "Oh, you found Auntie Jasmine. What did you watch?" I don't even remember what it was now. It was one of the gaming ones. And I was like, please don't tell me it was Backrooms because I got real swear heavy in that
Yeah,
one.
you didn't hold back on Backrooms.
Because it was scary as shit.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
had a kid come up to me at school on Monday, and he goes, "Sir Davis, I was on YouTube the other day," and I was like, "Oh, great, cool. That's a good start." And he goes, "Yeah, I wasn't signed in. It was just like I was on YouTube, and when I got onto YouTube, when I opened it up, you were one of the first videos to pop up." And I was like, "I have like some videos that don't have any views. Like, how am I the first one to pop up?" But
Oh yeah.
he was like, "That it was really cool." I was like, "Oh, cool,
Well, it's
thanks,
also a
thanks."
location thing. Like if people are
Yeah,
posting that are in like because we don't tag location, but obviously, YouTube.
yeah,
Um, but we will pop up in area based things like um when I'm in Auburn or in like or near Buckfield, more
mm,
of the TSK videos will be like recommended to me.
yeah,
Oh, pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So I had something I wanted to bring up today because I thought it was quite. I don't know if I'd use the word comical, but I can't remember if it was last week's episode or the week before when it was a Jasmine heavy video.
So any of the weeks.
Yes, but this one specifically was something I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even like step in. I didn't know a whole lot about, but I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But anyways, the
Well, now I got to look it up to see.
the current administration has signed a new proclamation for how to discipline children in schools. Did you see that?
No.
They want to go. They wanted to. So what happened? I'm going to tell you what it is now. Okay, what
Am I about to be
happened?
upset?
I don't think so because I did research. I did research. Crazy. But I went
Let me
in.
feel your forehead. You feeling
Yeah, I
warm?
know. I mean, yes, but that's a whole other story. Um, but I went in and I looked up. I was like, what's changed? Like, what are they telling us now? Because I mean, it started on TikTok, so all the TikTok videos were like parents saying, if those teachers ever put a hand on my kid, you're gonna find the butt
You
end
you
of
mean the
a da
same
da da.
parents that voted for this system to be put in?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I got you.
But yeah, good
I'm just
clarification.
yeah, I just wanted
Um,
to keep up.
yeah. So they had those videos, and I was like, I doubt they're signing in that teachers can abuse children. I doubt that that's where we're at just yet. Give it another 100 days or so, and we'll see.
You're
um,
so optimistic with your 100 days only.
yeah, I
Here
know,
I am,
but
like, give it another 2 days, and I'm sure there'll be an executive order that's like, teachers actually have to show up in like stripper costumes, and promote
oh
their
my gosh,
OnlyFans.
I would
It's just
100% quit. No, they won't do that because that's promoting
sinful.
self.
My bad.
Yeah, it's sinful and promoting self instead of like focused on government. I don't know. Anyways, um,
No, no, no. They don't want us focused on government.
fair. But yeah, so it basically they went in and it's a Obama Biden thing, where it the bare minimum understanding is that it's for people that are of minority races to not be singled out more often than anybody who is
Right. Yeah,
white.
it's part of the civil rights stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so what has changed is basically they've taken that line out, so anybody can be picked on, which is essentially what it would be.
But
Uh,
more explicitly,
More
minorities
explicitly
will
now,
be,
minorities will be for, yeah, yeah. And
again,
so
let's be
and
very clear, again,
again, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah.
Reverse.
Hey, fun
Um,
fact. I'll let you finish, and then I have just a quick historical fun fact for you.
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say, and Linda McMahon was there when Trump signed
I
it,
hope
and
she drops dead.
so her words, which is super comical, like sitting here thinking
Yeah,
about it, but her
yeah.
words were basically, uh, uh, Trump turns and says, "My understanding is that you fully back this thing." Da 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 da. And she goes, "Yes, of course. I think it's very important to not be distracted by how to discipline and focus more on the curriculum and how and not have to worry about teachers getting disrespected in the classroom or something like that." And I was like, "Ma'am, you're not doing nothing. Like, what are you doing? There's nothing.
You
Like,
know,
you're going backwards. Like,
here's the thing: is I would love to focus on curriculum and not get disrespected in the classroom, but I'm just gonna say it because I feel like you all viewers know where I stand on this political spectrum, and I just can't let you be under the guise that I would ever vote for Trump. So I'm just gonna put this out there. Um, I would rather rip out each of my own organs, unsedated, unanesthesiaed, unnumbed, with rusty hepatitis filled spoons than ever vote for or support Trump. Let me just put that out there. I know that that was light. No, you might not have gotten the point, but I
it
would
was light.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to put a trigger warning on this episode. So,
Sorry, speaking of
your
political
turn.
conversations, yes, my turn. I was really proud of one of my students the other day. I want to put a little bright light before we go any darker into this, but um, I had a student who he sees himself at that it's his belief
Mhm.
that he is Republican. That's his, like, that's what he wants to be. It's
Another
whatever.
fallen soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, and he comes in and we have a really good relationship, like
Hmm.
really good kid. He enjoys being around me. When he's not being a pain in my butt, I don't mind having him
Hmm.
around. And he brought up something, and I kind of like I hesitated, and he goes, "Why are you hesitating?" And I flat out, I was like, "Look, I'm not a big fan." Like, it was something about Trump, and I was like, "I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of him," because as a teacher,
Oh,
not a
as a
chance am
teacher,
I
I'm not
talking.
going to talk about it at all.
Yeah,
We don't talk politics in my classroom for a
no,
reason.
which normally I don't, but it was just me and him talking, and he
Yes.
was wondering. And so I was like, I'm
Hmm.
just not a big fan of him. I don't really like the way that he
Yeah.
does things. Some of the ideas that he has are really, like, again, being professional. Some
Hmm.
of the ideas that he has are really just not lined up with mine, and I just
Hmm.
don't like him as a president.
Hmm.
And it was, I said my piece, and he's like, "So are you Democratic?" And I went to my
Well,
line. I went to my line of, well, right now, because I am registered as independent.
hmm.
And he's like, "Okay." And we kind of talked, and it was really good. Like, we had a really, really, really solid conversation of,
Hmm.
like, here is my beliefs. This is why I believe it.
Yeah.
Here is my beliefs. This is why I believe it. We can still be friends afterwards, type of thing.
Yeah. I love
And
that.
he's a freshman. That was the big thing. Is
That's
this is a
awesome.
freshman boy doing this in a very conservative, very
Yeah. You're
Republican driven Republican driven community.
oh, so
So
the
I was very
education
proud of
promises
him.
have already gotten to you. You
Yeah,
can't pronounce.
exactly.
Yeah. Um. Well, what I was going to say about Linda, our
RKO out of nowhere.
I wish someone would take her out. Just with a smack of a baseball bat, I think we could get her. Um, we'll never be monetized, I don't think, if you keep letting me be the one to say things.
How am
Um,
I supposed to stop you? Don't even try to put that on me.
fun
If
fact,
we ever get
guys.
to the point of being monetized, we are going to have to stay away from politics, or we are going to have to be very, very.
Well, no, because other podcasters who are monetized talk about it.
Do they talk about cutting their organs out with a rusty
Yes,
spoon?
yes,
Really? I've never
yes.
heard one, so I don't listen to politics or political podcasts.
Well,
So
no, I don't either. I listen to ones that they bring up, like how dumb Trump is, and also before I continue about Linda, because who cares about her? Did you hear that he said he would be willing to consider being a pope?
no, I didn't hear
Donald J.
that.
Trump famously married 3 separate times, regularly has cheated on said wives, has multiple rape allegations against him and sexual assault and just like generalized creepy harassment charges,
Mhm.
has 34 felony charges on him, is also not Catholic. Let me just put all of that in there. Said that he would be, it would be cool for him to be the Pope because just think of it like the first U.S. Pope and or U.S. President and Pope together. I mean, like think of the world like we could create. And then fucking Senator Lindsey Graham, who Lindsey Graham tweeted about it. A U.S. senator, a representative of the people, somehow tweeted and was like in support of Trump becoming the Pope.
It's not a vote thing. It's you got to go through the
You have to be
process.
Catholic.
You got to be well. That's the first
You
step. Yeah,
you very famously have to be Catholic and also have gone to Pope school. I don't remember what it's called, but Pope school.
but
Like
also have to be a what are they called? They're the red
celibate.
robes. Yeah, you celibate, but you have to be a red robe to be able to be the pope.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't
you have
remember
to it's
cardinal. You have to be a
cardinal.
cardinal.
Yeah. You can't just be the Pope.
Oh, I hate people.
Like, what? You can't just be yeah, it's so anyway, back to what's her face.
I'd like to. Is this something that you really, really, really feel like you want to share?
It was just about the education thing of her saying like, "Oh, we want to get we want to get back to curriculum and discipline in the classroom," and like, yeah, I would love that, but y'all fucking Trump voter kids coming in are the most disrespectful. They don't follow the rules. They don't care about what I'm saying. They do not care about curriculum. Like, they're the issue. It's
I wouldn't even
your
say.
kids.
I was gonna say. I wouldn't even say the kids is the issue.
No,
I
it's how
would
they
go
were raised.
farther.
It's not the kids.
Right.
It's the parents. We're back again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ha! Gotcha.
also,
Like we were masking for a second. Like we weren't going to talk about the parents. Little John Cena moment.
hey, quick question for you because I would like to get more talking in. Um, you know Caroline Lovett? You know who that is? You know that name?
No.
She's currently the press secretary. Go ahead and do me a
Okay.
favor. Look up just a picture of her. Tell me how old you think she is. Do not look up her age. Just look up a picture of her. For the folks at home,
American
you can play this
novelist?
game too. No, Caroline
White
with a
House press
K.
secretary.
Yeah, it's Caroline with a K.
She looks like she is. I'd say like 32.
She is 26 years old.
She
That's
is
a
my age.
that's a rough 26.
Wow.
Also, how do you have like that's besides the point about qualifications, but she
She's
is
27 actually.
oh, my bad. She's a couple of months older than us. You're going to be 27 in a month
Yeah, don't remind
and a
me.
half. Um So Caroline Levitt is a spiteful, hateful woman who hates the press, hates some of the press. I'm really unclear. But every press conference is her, like, she's like, "Ah, yes, Washington Post. The president has, like, she's just so argumentative and defensive about everything. And
Hmm.
it's like, why are you here, sweetie? Like, let someone else do this. You don't have to be here. You can go back to Twitter and just tweet these things. You don't have to say them. Because the entire job of the White House press secretary is to get communications from the president and the White House
Hmm.
and communicate them to the press, who then communicate to us. That's the whole job. And yet, every question that people are asking her, she's responding to like someone just told her that she's the ugliest woman on the earth. And, she's. She acts like it's a huge offense to be asked questions at a press briefing. She also actively tried to ban certain press from being in the briefings, which you cannot do.
Can't. Yeah.
Um, and there were a bunch of people. One lady, let me just. Trump just had his physical like health checked. You know how he looks kind of like someone just took a bag of potatoes and just kept stuffing it with shit.
Hmm.
And pasted like a little glued on hat on top. So they released his doctor's notes that said he was, it's important to me that I read you the stats as a health teacher.
I'll be 100% honest. I'm not specifically caring, but okay.
No, it's important to me that you know what they said. I don't want to read an article. I just want you to tell me. His doctor said he was in excellent health, and in the results of his physical cited his recent golf victories. You know how your doctor often puts in your most recent sports victories.
Hmm.
His doctor is fully fit to, or his doctor said he was fully fit. Um, there we go. There's the memorandum. Um, to Caroline Levitt from Captain Sean Harb. Hello. DOMCUSN, physician to the president. Um, Vital statistics: 78 years and 10 months. His height is 75 inches. His weight is 224 pounds. I call BS. I'm just going to flag myself here. That's how much I weigh.
I was gonna say, there's no way. And well, I
I am,
so let me rephrase. The only way that that could be true is if that was all fat, because it's not all muscle. Because
no.
muscle is heavier
Well,
than fat.
right. No, I have no muscle. I have a little muscle, but I don't
I
have
was gonna
very
say, I
much.
feel like you have more muscle than
Than the president? Probably.
yeah.
My brain is bigger than his for sure.
Well, you deal with kids and
Yeah, that's
kids
true.
that you have to.
Um, his resting
Ouch.
heart rate was supposedly 62 beats per minute.
That's not true.
His blood pressure was 128 over 74. His pulse ox was 99% on room air, and his temperature was exactly 98.6. Do you know how rare it is to have your temperature be exactly 98.6? It doesn't happen often. That's just an average based on
Yeah.
people. That's like the goal. His eyes have normal visual activity, visual fields, and eye pressure. Dilated eye exam was normal. Examination of the head, ears, nose, and throat revealed no significant abnormalities, with exception of scarring on right ear from a gunshot wound. Hearing was normal. Thyroid and lymph nodes were normal. I want you to look at any picture of him. Incorrect. July 2024, ultrasound of the carotid artery showed normal results. His lungs were clear on examination, and completed tomography, CT scan, computed, sorry, of his chest showed no abnormalities. He had great cardiac function. He had
It
great
sounds like
abdominal ultrasound. Like he just,
it sounds like the doctor was annoyed with the president, and he just like said, "Okay, you fill it out yourself."
I don't think the doctor was annoyed. I think the doctor idolized him.
I mean, it
They
could have been
also
that, I guess,
released
but
his laboratory results. His total cholesterol was 140 milligrams per deciliter. Optimal is under 200. That man lives on McDonald's. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
Mm. So I would like to move on from this topic.
I
Uh, so I do have a question for you.
yeah.
When you have, uh, oh shoot, yep, yep, and yeah, that's there you go. I hope you
Okay.
enjoyed my talk.
I did.
Yeah, okay. Well, you want to do some asshole readings?
Is that like a tarot reading, but just with assholes? Um,
Sure, if that's what you want it to be.
I have 6 to choose from. Which one you want to do?
Let's go with number 4.
You can also roll a d6 to figure it out.
Ooh, let's do that.
I knew he would want to do that.
All right, 6.
Am I the asshole for choosing to go to a concert over my best friend's wedding?
Okay.
Initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts, I would say yes.
Yeah, me too.
If it's truly your best friend.
Mm-hmm. My 26 female best friend, also 26 female, Jessie, is getting married on July 13th in Albania. We both live in Albania. Okay. The issue is that on July 13th, my fiance and I have booked tickets for the Eras tour in Milan almost 1 year in advance, or else they'd sell out. We also had to book hotel, flights, etc., because we'll stay there for 4 days. Jessie knew that I booked tickets on that date. She hadn't booked her wedding yet. She got engaged in November and booked the wedding date last month. She had told everyone she'd get married during summer, but never said the exact date up to this point, when many people kept asking her so they could know their plans. I booked the tickets this past summer when tour dates were announced. When she told me the date, I told her she couldn't be serious. She said why, and I reminded her I have the concert and the trip on those dates. She told me, okay, then cancel it, obviously. I told her I'm sorry I can't. I can't cancel the hotel, plane tickets, and concert tickets. I'll have to pay a high fee to cancel, and I don't think I can even cancel the concert tickets. I reminded her it's something I planned a year in advance, and she knew. She straight up told me that yes, she knew, but she didn't care because as a friend, she'd expect me to do the right thing and drop everything for her wedding. I told her I'm not canceling my plans for something you knew in advance, a year in advance that I would be doing. She accused me of basically being oh, the asshole. I was like, being the asshole, basically for putting a trip and concert over her wedding. She won't speak to me now unless I send her proof that I'm canceling everything to attend her wedding.
So I still think yes, you're the asshole for not going to the friend's wedding. But I also think your
Interesting.
friend's an asshole too. The only reason that I would potentially argue that
Mm-hmm.
the asshole is thanks, babe. The only reason I'd potentially argue that the asshole is you and your friend is
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm thinking about you, had I had plans for that
Mm-hmm.
for your wedding, the way
Mm-hmm.
like the weekend of the wedding, I would have already told you. And at
Right.
that point, my thought process would be you would try your hardest, knowing how important that is, to
Yeah.
kind of keep that in mind as
Yeah.
a good friend. And
Yeah.
it's similar both ways. But then the asshole then flips after the fact. Once that date is set, that makes the friend the asshole. But until
Hmm.
that point, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
falls on the original writer. That's my
So
opinion.
the original writer booked everything a year in advance and had told her about it. She hadn't booked her wedding yet. Booked it for the exact day, knowing the date of this tour.
Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, no, you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
That was on your
Yeah.
friend.
The
Your
bride
friend
booked
is the
it.
dick.
Yeah, the bride booked her wedding on the exact day of the tour. And when her friend was like, I can't cancel, that's when she was like,
Mm-hmm.
a real friend would cancel. And like, if it was something like, oh man, I have a golf tournament, yeah, cancel that shit. Like,
Yeah.
there are more golf. Eras tour tickets are expensive, and I don't justify that because they should not be as pricey as they are. But they can get up to like $500 for a crappy seat, you know?
Right. But then
So,
also like the other thing with the with weddings though is that
mhm,
sometimes you don't have control over when
right,
you can choose. So
right.
like there is a bit of that too. I would assume that there was probably some conversation, and
Hmm.
I'm sure that we're not fully getting everything because that
Oh, for
feels like
sure.
that's something that we're being
It was a
hemmed
very
on.
short
But
one.
yeah, but
Hmm.
yeah, I would if with what we know, I would say that the
Hmm.
asshole is the friend who is getting married.
Yep. All right, you want one more?
Sure,
All right, one through
two.
five. Number two.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Do you want me to roll again?
No, I forgot what this one was. Am I the asshole for making my girlfriend leave the country?
I'm without any information.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put in my vote as no, you're not an asshole.
Okay. This is my first time posting on Reddit, so forgive any errors or if the format is weird. I also can't give too many details as my girlfriend and a lot of close friends are avid Redditors. I don't know that I
Then
know
why
any.
do it?
Yeah, I don't know that I could tell you if any of my friends were avid Redditors. Apart from knowing, like, yeah, I go on, like, the Portland blog or whatever just to see, like, what's going on or to see,
Mm.
cool events. Like, I couldn't tell you
The only
who
time I'm on
else.
Reddit is if I look something up and that's the first link.
And that's the link,
Like,
yeah. A lot of D&D stuff I find on Reddit now.
mm-hmm.
All right. So, I, 28 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 27 female, for 5 years. Okay. We met in college where she was an international student. She started working after graduating while I'm currently doing a master's. Her company was sponsoring her visa until they got bought out and she got laid off. She was given a limited time to find a new employer to sponsor her new visa, and it really stressed her out. She was applying to jobs every day and did a lot of interviews, but unfortunately wasn't able to get an offer. She really wanted to stay since she loves the place, and I would still be here in the country. While I was out with a buddy, he suggested that I sponsor her visa since we'd been in a relationship for quite some time. I love her and I didn't want to see her so stressed out. I told her about the idea. She was hesitant at first. She said she didn't want me to think she was with me so I could be her permanent residency or citizen way to a permanent citizenship in this country. I wanted her to stay and I wanted to do it. We consulted an immigration consultant and decided to do the paperwork on our own. She was the one who mostly looked into the stuff that we needed to prepare, as she still applied for jobs, but not as urgently as she had. It took a while since we were never really had anything joint. We lived together and just split the bills on our own. She had saved enough money to be okay for a little while. I had to fill out some paperwork to be her sponsor, and I felt uneasy about it. I did want her to stay, but it felt like it was too much. Am I Did he not just say he
It
wanted to do
just,
this?
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool, 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 cool. Eventually, she was done with her part, and all was left was mine. I finally told her I didn't want to go through with it. She was very upset and asked why. I told her I suggested the idea because I didn't want to see her stressed out all the time, and that I eventually realized I shouldn't have to be responsible for her. We had a long talk where I told her I still want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be forced to be responsible for her. She was very hurt by what I said, apparently. Things changed and she didn't really talk to me after. She kept applying for jobs and attending interviews, but eventually her visa expired. Before she left, I told her I love her and that I would really want her to come back. However, she told me she sees me differently after the things I said. It's been a few weeks since she left. I miss her cooking, you can't start with cooking.
That's wild.
Her presence and being able to spend time with her. I still want a future with her. However, our close friends have been telling me that I was the asshole. I disagree, and I really think that they're biased. So I'm here asking what Reddit thinks. Am I the asshole? There's a long edit, so
I rescind my statement and say you are the asshole.
yeah. So there's a little tag at the top that tells you because they're like they're whatever, they're the uh, like scored ones.
Hmm.
So I was like asshole, but I didn't realize it was that bad. I gotta
That's
be honest with
that's
you,
bad.
that's bad. When was this posted? This was 3 years ago, but that's bad.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if
No,
you're
you.
saying like I'm a big like this. I follow what I say. I mean what I say. I say what I say, and that I say what I mean. You know.
You got there eventually.
Yeah, I did. And so if I were to say, "Hey, I want you to stay,
Hmm.
and I will be your sponsor for that time," that means I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm not gonna try to
Yeah.
say it for whatever reason they did.
Now, if
For
you
the
were
cooking,
unsure about it, yeah, the cooking is insane. Um, If you were unsure about it and you didn't know, you probably wouldn't say things like, I love you and I want you to stay. I will sponsor you. You would say something like, let's look into the process.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
let's see how
or
intense it is. Or, I'm not sure about this, but maybe we can talk about it. Or,
yeah.
if
Or
worse
like
comes to worse.
I was gonna say, or even look into potentially moving to where she's from. Like,
Why would he do that? He has a home and he loves her cooking. She should just stay. You ready for the ass or for the edit of the asshole?
oh jeez, yeah.
I've read through a lot of these comments, and everyone really seems to think I'm the asshole here. Yeah,
Must be true then, huh?
yeah, brother, we do. To those asking what my responsibilities would be, I would have to be financially responsible for her for 3 years. If she gets any government assistance or social welfare, I would have to pay it back. I also can't sponsor anyone else until the 3 years have passed. Also, I listed what I missed about her in no particular order. Someone else must have commented on the cooking. I listed that I miss her cooking first, but it doesn't mean I don't miss her. These are all separate things.
Yeah,
To the
yeah.
people who said I'm probably an immigrant too, what does that have to do with anything? My parents moved to where we are, so I'm here now. Okay. I stand
Congrats.
by what I said. No one I know has to do anything. No one I know has to do anything like this. It just doesn't feel normal.
So two things. One,
Oh, there's more.
oh yeah, I have to get
Oh,
this out
okay.
of my brain. One, if you as a male, my
Mm-hmm.
belief, and this is not to say like Darcy has no rights or anything like that. That's not what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So don't take that out of context. But what I am saying is that my responsibility is to take care of my wife, like
Right. Just like her
as a
responsibility is to take care of you.
right, exactly.
Like,
So the fact that this guy
those
is
don't feel
like,
like that bad.
I can't be financially responsible for this woman that I truly love, like that's you don't love her then, like
Also, it doesn't feel normal. Are any of your friends dating immigrants who need a visa? Like, perspective wise, yeah, it's not a normal circumstance. I mean, it is now, but like, okay.
yeah, wild.
Did you not look into this at all? Like, your buddy in a bar told you, like, oh, hey, man, why don't you just sponsor her? And you were like, oh, yeah, yeah, why don't I? And then you found out that, like, you were going to have to not be a piece of shit.
I
That's so
don't
wild.
like I don't get it because like if they were
Well,
living together, they were splitting the finances. Did
right.
he just not want to split the
She was,
finances, or
they were
wanted to
already
not have to pay?
splitting them.
Right.
I mean, she could still have paid
I
them,
was gonna say
though,
she'd
I
still
feel
get
like, right?
money. I would
Like,
assume
she could
so.
have a job.
That's crazy. This
Well,
guy
that's the
is
other thing.
wild.
He, she was working at, like, started working after graduating, and he was doing a master's. Not to say that that's not hard, but, like, what are you bringing to this?
Right.
It kind of sounds like she's making the money. I mean, you know. Anyway, um, the rest of his edit states, um, I would I would want to eventually have a home with her, but I don't think anyone should have to be responsible for another person's decisions or their circumstances. That's called marriage, buddy.
Yep.
Uh, like that's really crass way of putting it because marriage is
But
more than just
it's
that.
more than
But
that. But like, yeah, that's a fundamental
but
thing,
like
part of marriage. Like,
bare bones, right?
yeah,
When you marry someone, you agree that like, hey, we're in this together. Your decisions directly impact me.
right,
Like when Connor and I go to the store and we spend a bunch of money together, we're together. It's jointly impacting the both of us. But if he goes and buys something, not that he has no while, but like if he goes and buys a new computer, let's say, that directly impacts me.
right,
When I go get my new tattoo done, that directly impacts him. Those are the decisions we make. He's responsible for my decisions. I take responsibility for them, but he's responsible for me. I'm responsible for him.
also like not
That's
even
a
financially
partnership.
part of it,
But
it's
like
also the
emotionally,
element, well, emotionally, but also the element of like, if something were to happen, Darcy has to make the
right.
call for me. Like, if I can't make my own choice, she's the one in charge. Like,
Yeah. I think on a couple forms, actually, you're still listed as in charge of my medical decisions.
that's a bad
Um,
choice. I'll be honest.
it was from college
Oh
because you
yeah,
knew all my medical history at one point because you kept having to take me to the hospital.
yeah.
Um, but Connor's on most of them, but I think there are like 3 forms
One
that
day, if I
you.
get a phone call, I swear, Jasmine, I don't know if you're dead. I'm gonna kill you again. I'll say it. Like,
Well, so actually, recently, I'll pause this or I'll actually let me finish that and then I'll tell you this. So It's just gaslighting if you convince someone that they should be responsible. I don't know if anyone will see this edit because it's been a few days. I have updates, so I'll probably do a separate post about it when I have time. Please don't tell me you deleted. You didn't? Oh my god, that's insane.
Well, Jasmine reads, go to thesoccerking1239.com to get yourself some merch. Currently, I believe, after whatever week it
No!
was, Jasmine took down the Chaos merch and we put up some basic stuff. So we will
No,
be.
because I don't have the fourth wall link.
I thought you did. Oh no, you're right. I had to do that. Okay, it'll be down because it was the fourth that you promised it, so it'll be down. But we'll have other merch up and there for
So as long
you
as it's
to
by the
get.
weekend that we're recording this video, then we'll be good.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Which,
there's an
by the way,
update.
super busy weekend for me.
What are you doing this weekend?
So many things.
Do you know what I'm doing?
I invited you to some of it.
Yeah, I can't do the Saturday thing. I don't know about spending the night
Rude.
Friday. I have to
Rude.
figure out one thing because I'm supposed to be meeting with one of my DMs to go over something, but I don't think that's going to happen this week.
I was gonna say, you can bring your laptop, right?
I could, but then I have to disconnect my camera from my station and move it to my laptop because I don't have a camera, and I like to have a camera when I do D&D.
I have a camera.
No, but I like my camera. My camera's nice. It's set to my
Excuses. That's what
face.
I'm hearing. I'm hearing excuses. I'm giving you
Okay,
like all
so
the things you
yes,
need.
I want to come see you Friday. Part of me also just I have gotten into a really nice routine at home for bedtime, and you know me and my routines. I will be there on Friday for the game though. So there's an update to this story made a few days after the original, so 3 years ago. That's insane. I couldn't reply to everyone who commented, and there were many people who DM'd me, including asking for an update. The general consensus was that I am the asshole. I will address the list of things here, including what happened after my first post. Update. I talked to her over the weekend. She didn't have time to sell her car before leaving, so she contacted me saying she did paperwork to transfer the car to me. This woman, I, kudos to her because
I was gonna say I'd have pieced out.
I would have called the cops and said he stole it personally, but I do understand she felt hurt, so I told her that I would buy a plane ticket to go see her. She had never once went back to her home country after moving away, so I've never visited her home country. I wanted to show her I'm very serious about her and that I'm still committed, so I wanted to fly and visit and talk things out. She immediately turned me down, saying that the flight tickets are expensive and that I still have work. I begged
It's a
her to
lot
let
nicer
me,
than
and
I
she
would have been.
eventually, yeah, right? She eventually said that she couldn't forget this stuff that had happened and that she couldn't come back from it. I explained my side again, and that while I understand that she's hurt, I shouldn't be forced to take responsibility for her, and that I hoped she would be understanding of that. The
If you
conversation
have
was
to
long.
use that argument, you've already
You're in the
lost.
wrong, yeah. The conversation was long. She said she could never trust me again. Fair. She said I never saw a future with her from the start, but and that I abandoned her. She said it wasn't just about the sponsorship, but it played a big part in it. In the end, she told me that she still loved me, but she doesn't think we should be together. To clarify a couple of things, why didn't I want to go through with sponsoring her? I would have to be financially responsible for her for 3 years. If she gets any government assistance or social welfare, okay, so she posted that. Um, oh, okay. So the updates on this were actually the updates on the other one.
Oh, okay.
Um, oh, yes, no one I know has to do anything like this. No one I know has to make the decision of whether or not to sponsor a visa. I don't think it's fair for anyone to have to take on this much responsibility. You didn't have to take it on. You chose to take it on.
I was gonna say you offered to take it on. That's on you, my friend.
And saying they should feels like gaslighting. Relationships shouldn't be this hard, having to do something that doesn't feel like normal. For those of you who call me an asshole, how many of you actually have to make a decision like I did? How many of you would go through response immediately?
I was gonna
If
say
Connor
if I
needed me to
loved
sponsor
them
a
that
visa,
much,
yeah, I'm glad she took the decision. You are not someone she could rely on. She offered a solution, waited time. You offered a solution and waited till the last minute to not go through with it. You said it yourself. She had enough money to keep her independence and was actively looking for her new job. You decided to play the hero, and as soon as you can, you dropped her. I'm happy for her. She dodged a bullet with you. Good luck with your life.
nice.
Oh, there are so many comments. Apparently, he commented on a bunch of things. I don't think it's fair for anyone to have to take on this much responsibility. The thing, dude, it's not like she came to you with the suggestion. Nobody made you bring up the idea to her before you'd thought all that shit through or got expert guidance. You voluntarily took on the responsibility, then encouraged her to make decisions based on the assumption you'd follow through. Then, after she had done all the work and gotten it all together, still was applying for jobs, you got cold feet. Of course, she doesn't trust you, and you need to be willing to live with that, along with any criticism.
Fair.
And then somebody goes, I love you and I want to be with you, just not when it's hard. It's not fair to expect me to have to do any work.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm looking ahead at the
wild.
weather, and I
Yeah,
am.
it's supposed to rain this weekend.
Oh, yes, it's supposed to rain, so like the Saturday fire is probably not going to happen. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also supposed to have thunder showers here, and I am just so excited. We have not had enough thunderstorms, like
Well, it's not
true
thunderstorm season yet.
thunderstorms. We haven't had it in a long time. Like we've had occasionally, we'll have them a couple, but like we haven't had the like lightning thunder rate like back to back like that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I need. Like the when we went to when we were in Farmington, I feel like that was the last like really good one actually for me.
That was nice where we danced out in the rain in the street.
Yeah, and where I almost proposed to my wife even without the ring in my hand.
I was talking about a different one, actually.
Um, you were talking about the one where when we were out in the middle of the street in front of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm
That
talking
was a
about the
good
other
one.
one. That was a good one. I'm talking about the other one. That was a good one too. But anyways, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
you said that you had a certain thing that you wanted to talk about today, and we have enough time to do it if you would like to.
I am getting another tattoo. I'm very excited. So,
You okay? Go on.
I have a picture. A little picture. Let
A
me find it.
picture. I
Little
also
picture.
have an idea for a tattoo, but nothing specifically set in stone. I'm just
Okay. This is what
rolling.
I'm getting. You'll never be able to see anything that I try to share. This is what I'm looking to get done. Focus, 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 focus.
Why don't you describe them? Because I think we can get the idea if you
Ah,
just
they're there.
describe it.
Okay.
There it is.
So it's three swords. So this is these are the three swords for the three main characters: Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. One of my favorite animes that I just started watching with my husband last year. Went and saw the movie, fell in love with the characters and the show, and it was really that and Jujutsu Kaisen, which is another tattoo that I want to get done. Specifically um, the that's the hand. I think it's like this, but it's one of the characters does like this, and it's to call his demon dogs forward, and it's like really cool. Um, but I want to get that one like around this area after I get my swords done. But anyway, it was the first anime that I like really fell in love with that I watched like the whole way through super fast, and it got me into watching other ones. Those two, so I'm getting that, and it's the sword. So Tanjiro's goes down this way, and then Inosuke's goes like here, and then Zenitsu's goes here. Um, and each has their elements. So because Tanjiro went through two different like phases of his sword, it's water. It's water that then flows into fire because it goes through the two different things that he uses, and then in those cases is the boar breathing. I can't remember what his is, but it's like red fluid. And then Zenitsu does like thunder breathing, which is like lightning and thunder and stuff. So his is like lightning bolts.
Mm-hmm.
And then around each of those, in like the curvatures of like the different stuff, is the flowers from um, Nezuko, the demon sister.
Mm.
So that's my tattoo. I'm very excited. I hand drew that, so
I
I'm
was
really
gonna
pumped
say,
about
didn't
it.
you draw it?
I did. I took a so there's a picture on Pinterest that has all three of them like lined up next to each other. And it has some of the element to it, but like not they're not fully. It's just like a little bit towards the tip of the swords. But then I took one and I traced the sword. I drew all of the water and the fire myself, which was fun but very stressful because I didn't know how to do that. So I had to like look up a bunch of resources. But I've been getting back into drawing lately. I've been
I
drawing like
wish I could draw. I am so bad at drawing. Like
I
I
used to be
just
really
don't have
bad
a
at it.
steady hand. I don't have like my hand shakes,
Mm.
so I can't really. I try. I've
Hmm.
used like I enjoy drawing occasionally, but like I'm not good at it by any means.
Hmm.
I just can't do it. It's one of those skills that I just don't know that I'll ever truly have, truly master.
Um, your ability to play first person shooter games is my drawing.
That's fair.
Like I can't first person shoot to save my life. Um, like so we play Rebo together. I can't even like aim to whack shit. I have bad hand eye coordination for that. But for drawing, for some reason, especially like rhythmic things like that,
Mm,
where it's just like it's a straight line. And that's the other thing is drawing is just shapes, right? So like everything in life is just a shape.
hmm.
So a head is just a circle. So like this part is a circle, and then you draw down to the chin, and then the where the circle comes across is the nose. You draw your guidelines to have your eyes, which come to your ears. Like it's all your ears are just two C's or C's with bumps on the end. Your nose is just two C's and a little like it's all
Yeah.
yeah,
Shapes.
but it's all shapes. And once I started doing it that way, instead of being like I have to draw a head, I have to draw an eye, I was able to do a lot easier. So like,
Yeah. Kind of broke it down instead of working through the
um,
whole thing.
I can't show you my bookmarks that I made. I'll show you afterwards. So I'm really proud of them. But I can show you my sketchbook that I just picked up for myself because I got really into drawing again, like I said. Um, and I started doing some portraits because I found a thing online to help me do portraits. So this is one of my new D&D characters.
Nice.
She's a siren. They're very cartoony, but I'm having fun with it, and I get to practice different things. There was the sketch of the tattoo before I actually drew it,
Hmm.
and then this is my trying to draw faces at different angles and a fun snail.
And a fun snail.
Yeah,
It's Gary.
but yeah, and I did the actual swords on my iPad. Most of it though, um, I just I look up a picture and I literally just take the picture and copy it down, and I don't trace it. I just copy it, and
Yeah.
that's
It's a visual thing that you can.
yeah,
That's fair.
yeah,
I mean, I do that. Like I can see somebody do something and do it. It's just
yeah.
kind of I'm not good at like
The more you practice it, though.
yeah, that's true. All right. Count of three, say an object, let's work it down
Wait,
and
no.
then we
What's your
can
tattoo?
Oh, my I don't have anything specifically planned.
Well, what did
I'd
you
like to
want?
have I'd like to have a lobster in it. I'd like to have a like a wooded campfirey type something or other. I want like a monkey in there. Like I want a lot, and it's all like it's a arm sleeve type thing. And that's my big issue is I try to think about how I can connect everything up the arm, and I know that that's not how all the like yours are a lot of like I think you used to call it sticker tattooing, where
Yeah,
it's just one
this
tattoo and it
arm is
fills
going to
out.
be a sleeve.
Right. I want to do a full sleeve, but I just don't know how to connect it. That's my like one of my big issues that I don't
Mm.
understand how to connect the things.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where
So
I'm at.
can I draw you an idea that includes a lobster, a campfire, and a monkey?
Sure.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
I'm really excited for you to see it.
Okay. I mean, those are three very different things, so
Oh yeah.
but
All right,
okay.
think of an object. Okay,
Uh I got mine.
I got mine.
Okay. Ready?
Hmm.
Three, two, one, chalkboard.
Dice.
Okay. Okay. I have mine.
Dice and chalkboard.
I don't think
Okay.
we're gonna get it in two, but you never know.
No, I think I've got mine.
Okay, your count.
All right, three, two, one.
Black and
Professor.
white. Oh, yours was good. Okay. Wait, how does professor come into to dice?
Like a teacher, like the DM teaching you how to play. Professor.
Gotcha. Okay.
Chalkboard.
So black and white and professor.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, I think I have it too. Ready? Three.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Okay. Three, two, one. Nutty professor.
Blackboard. We're getting there. I
So
got it.
Blackboard. Oh, that. Oh, okay. Your count.
3, 2, 1. Mad
Teacher.
scientist.
Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Okay. This is easy. This is easy. This is an easy connection that we can make here. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Science.
Einstein.
Ah, you overthought it.
You overthought it.
You overthought it.
No. Well, he
Okay,
wasn't
so
a teacher.
Einstein and teacher.
Okay.
I don't remember what he did. It's been a minute since I was in a science class. Um. Okay.
Oh, I have a way to connect them.
So it's Einstein and teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're not connecting on this one. I'm going to tell
Mm-hmm.
you that right now. But your count.
3, 2, 1.
Wacky
Physics.
Hair Day.
So you can find me over at Asminsta 1721 on things and Asminsta on others. I keep telling you that I'm going to stream. I don't know when that's going to happen, so you can follow me. It's going to be a minute. You can follow the show over at No Impulse Control everywhere you get your podcasts, but not Apple Music because I refuse to pay to post. The merch may or may not be taken down. Who's to say? It's truly a mystery. It's
The
part of the
goal is it
chaos.
will be.
Yes. Maybe
We
we do
also
that
just haven't.
right after we finish recording. Maybe we do that today. But yeah, so No Impulse Control, go to the thesoccerking1239.com to get merch. New stuff will be up at some point.
We have a new. Like, we're in the middle of that, weren't we?
We stopped halfway through.
Okay. I know
Yeah.
we talked about it, but I couldn't remember
Mhm.
how far we got.
Yeah, not very.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. TSK1239 or the Soccer King 1239. Good luck. Happy hunting. I'm around, you know. Jasmine, think of something else. Different object. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get this one. Okay? We got
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Ready?
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Kangaroo.
Microphone. Kangaroo.
Microphone.
It's in front of me. Microphone and kangaroo. Ooh, I got one.
I don't, but okay. I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Steve
Kangaroo
Irwin.
Jack.
You know what's
That's
really
a good
funny
one.
is, do you know what's really funny is I was thinking of Kangaroo Jack, and then I was like, he won't do that.
I loved that movie as a kid.
I
Okay,
tolerated
Steve
that movie as
Irwin.
a kid.
Oh, that hurts. I mean, it's fair, but like, so Steve Irwin and Kangaroo Jack. Oh, oh, oh!
You're about to be disappointed, methinks.
I think so. But if we don't connect here, I think you might not like yourself.
Joke's on you, I never do.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Australia.
Zabumufu.
Oh, yours is. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's a good one. That's fair.
Zabumufu in Australia. I got it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
Get good.
Okay. Go for it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. PBS
Wildcrats.
Kids.
Ah!
Ah!
So close. Okay. Okay. Lock in. Lock in right now. Okay. So,
Okay.
Wildcrats, PBS Kids. I've got mine, and I'm really hoping that you connect to this one.
I have forgotten everything about PBS Kids.
Yeah,
It
me
has all
too
gone
for a
out of my
while.
brain. Okay. So, okay. Are you also getting the Discord
I
notifications right now?
am. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both were like looking at the screen. All right. So Wildcrats and um
PBS Kids.
PBS Kids. Um yeah, okay. Yep.
Ready?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Three, two, one. Cyber Chase.
Wild Thornberry. I'm going to
Wild Thornberries? That's not even PBS Kids.
Bye guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. I hope that you enjoyed the show. We're logging off now.
Yeah, we are. All right. Peace
Goodbye.
out. We'll see you in the
Peace.
next one.